Good evening, and welcome to Doctorpiece Theater. My name is Dr. Dennis Business. And tonight we will be going on a new adventure. An adventure like none we have been on in the past. We will be looking at a book written by the Lady Gang. It is about unburdening oneself. It's about taking your deepest, darkest secret and putting it out there for the world to see. Hoping beyond hope that someone relates to it just so that your deep, dark secret doesn't feel as deep and dark as it needs to. Without further ado, I present Lady Secrets. Over a decade ago, I was at the Hard Rock Hotel pool party, Rehab, in Las Vegas. If you have never seen the reality TV show about these parties, let me enlighten you. The hotel used to throw these ragers every Sunday, and the vibe at the pool, which looked like a beach, was like a big spring break event. There were DJs, minor celebrities, cabanas you could rent, potential undercover sting operations. It was peak 2000s. There I was, looking fine as hell, getting drunk with my girls. Music blasting. These parties were seriously fun, full of hot people and definitely not the classiest. But we were young, in Vegas, and looking for an epic time. That's when I met a guy I wanted to bang. I also happened to be on my period, so I did what any drunk girl would do. I took out my tampon in the water and buried it in the sand in the beach area that covered the pool deck. Not deterred by the fact that the party was packed, or that there were tons of strangers around us and my friends were only about 10 feet away, I attempted pool sex in the middle of the chaos. It still haunts me that someone probably stepped on my used tampon and unearthed it, causing it to float on the surface of that crowded pool. In my 20s, I experienced a situation so bizarre that I have never had the guts to admit it to anyone. One morning, I woke up to feeling rather itchy down there. The feeling was like when there's hair in your underwear and you have to get it out. Not because it's painful, but because it's just irritating enough to keep you wildly distracted. After a quick check, no hair. I just couldn't figure out what was going on. I hadn't been hooking up with anyone, so that wasn't the source. And I knew I didn't have any infections. Upon deeper inspection, like very deep, I discovered the source of my strange discomfort. A dead fly. There was a dead fly in my vagina. Why and how the fuck did it get up there? I had no idea. I still have no idea. It would have had to have been alive to crawl up so far. I think the thing was trying to get past my cervix. I was horrified, but also kind of impressed. So that's my dirty little secret. My vagina was once a Venus flytrap. My secret is that I hate being a mom. I never wanted kids, but gave in to society's pressures after being told again and again how amazing being a parent is. They lied. They just wanted me to be as miserable as they were. I have only one child because it was awful. I wish other moms would have been more honest about how hard it is, and how your life does not belong to you anymore. I know I should be grateful that I was capable of having a child, but I'm secretly envious of those who can't. When someone asks me why I didn't have more kids, I lie and I tell them I tried, but it didn't happen. I hate being a mom. I do love my kid, but it's been a struggle I could have lived without. Ah, the dreaded yeast infection. Truly one of the worst things about having a vagina. Unpredictable, inconvenient, and always staying too long. Overall, extremely uncomfortable. I had just started dating my now husband and got stuck with a nasty one. itching and burning out of control, the whole 9 yards. But of course, did I tell him? Never. I refused to ruin the honeymoon phase. So a few days later, when he wanted to go down on me, I let him. It was one of the best oral experiences of my life. Not because of the orgasm, but because his scratchy tongue felt so good down there. Kind of like a bear rubbing its back on a tree. Of course, with any yeast infection, in addition to the endless itching, there's always some rather unpleasant side effects like the awful discharge situation. Well, I let my new boyfriend go down on me and he kept exclaiming, "Oh my God, you're so wet! You're so wet!" I was not wet with sexual oozes. I was wet with rotten vagina. It might not have been the finest moment, but a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do to get some relief before those antibiotics kick in. I am lactose intolerant, and you can already guess where this is headed, but that doesn't keep me down. I still eat ice cream and cheese, even though I know I will end up paying a price for it. One night I smoked a little too much and was like, you know what sounds good right now? A big old Dairy Queen Blizzard. So I went out, got a Blizzard, and was living my best life until about 2 in the morning when all the lactose caught up with me and things started to go south. I was getting up multiple times every hour, just sitting on the toilet, feeling my life flash before my very eyes. I felt like I was dying. It was the kind of bathroom experience in which you just want to get in the shower because you can't even wipe anymore. What's worse, my boyfriend was sleeping in the next room, so I was also trying my hardest not to let him see me like this. Finally, after the worst night of sleep, I woke up for the final show. My boyfriend was not in bed with me, and we only had one bathroom, so I prayed and prayed that he'd left for work already. No dice. Of course he hadn't. He was in that bathroom, taking his dear sweet time. I was sweating, shaking, losing my will to live, knocking on the door, trying to get him to hurry up, pleading with him to get out because I'm about to poop my pants, only to find out he's pooping in there and won't be done in the foreseeable future. I kicked the bathroom door and wobbled away and tried to take stock of my options. My pants or outside. I didn't want to shit my pants because that would be messy and hard to clean up before he came out. I realized I can't shit outside either because what would happen if one of my neighbors saw me going full bridesmaid in my own yard? Desperation is the mother of invention, and I was desperate. I looked around frantically trying to figure out where the hell I was going to relieve myself, and out of the corner of my eye, I spied our cat's litter box. I am not proud of what came next. Moral of the story is, if you don't want to shit in your yard, and you don't want to shit in your pants, and your boyfriend is currently occupying your only bathroom, you can use the last best option and shit in your cat's litter box. Those were some stories from Lady Secrets by the Lady Gang. It's a wonderful book full of submissions from fans about their deepest, darkest secrets they wanted to get off their chests and out of their systems. Say it to someone so it doesn't hold sway. And I think that was achieved tenfold. There were some things in that book that I didn't even know were possible, let alone existed. And it's hard enough being a girl without all those extra things I didn't know about. If there was one line that ran through all, if not most of these stories, is that of being resourceful in any situation. Whether it's finding a fly in your vagina or having to poop in a cat litter box. That's resourcefulness. That's making a plan and following through when things are at their utmost. And that has to be respected. As does the bravery to submit a story to a book with your deepest, darkest secret. It must be a very free feeling to open that book and see that your secret is out there. It must be a weight off your shoulders. But we can talk about that next time. Because this has been Doctorpiece Theater. And my name is Dr. Dennis Business. And as always, my friends,